friends, it's Amy. Welcome to Doki Doki Forest. I'm so glad you are here. Now guess what we are up to today? If I include this, do you remember what this is? This is my new Rainbow Colors glue book. So far we have done a red page, 2-page spread here. So I had said next time we'll kind of flip back here to the black and white section and do something there. So there's my first 2 pages. So I'll just work right here. I have some black and white images ready to go, and I've sort of sorted them. Of course, now they're a little bit blended together so I could show you. Move my scissors out of the way there. So I have a stack here. This is all larger size background images. So these will cover a whole page and can be a great way to get a page started. Especially for me, something like this. I don't mind covering this up. So it's not like another image like this one where I may want to go around like this, but not cover up Liza, you know, and maybe I will, and maybe I would want to, but I'm just saying it's easier to do something like this. So I'm already going to put this aside. I could do the 2-page and use both of those, but I think I won't do that. So I have all kinds of things I can choose from. This one has a chunk taken out of it. There was probably text there. So already you can sort of imagine if I have my page here and I glue this in like this, and then you can kind of go like this on top of it, or actually the picture goes this way. So you could kind of do something like that. So you've got the music notes and you've got the bottom. You know, you can already start putting things together. So don't worry if you have to cut weird shapes out in order to get the image you want, because there might be some text here you don't want, which you could also cover up. You don't have to cut it at all. Or there could be another image that you wanted here for something else. So you can always work with this, and it does look really cool to start layering. I'm actually going to put these 2 things aside because as I'm going through, I like those. Oh, and this one, I can't remember what was here that I cut out. I think I needed it for a different project, or I don't remember. But now I feel like it's so cool because you could use that and put something behind it, you know, like I could have her peeking out. So it's really neat, even if you have a hole cut in the middle of a picture. I mean, you can do so much with that. So I like that a lot. That's pretty cool. That could even go on a silver page. It's almost got like a lot of silver there, plus the black and white. Now, this is another one for me. This is great because I don't mind covering this up, and I could leave some of it, but I could cover up some as well. Same with this one. This one's like, you know, it's black and white and silver, which is okay. I was kind of debating whether or not I wanted to have any color, even silver. Like, for example, this picture of Prince, I really like, but I wasn't sure because, you know, his skin tone, and same thing with like this picture here. There's a lot of black and white, but we also have the skin tone. We also have the violin, the brown there. So I was kind of trying to figure that out. And that's just something I'll decide on the fly. If I want to really stick just to black and white, like no color at all, or if I don't mind having some. And maybe I'll do some pages with this and some pages without. And again, that's just personal preference, and that could change on a daily basis, hourly basis, minute basis. So I have my pile of large images. And then as I was showing you, these are some of the larger fussy cuts. So I've got some of these things. I love this image. I don't know where that came from now. And I love this chair. I just think that's so cool. I've got an octopus. But anyway, you'll see those as I go through. My point was to just show you I've got backgrounds. I've got my fussy cut, large fussy cut. These are smaller fussy cut in this box. So I have some other little goodies in there. I have my medium pictures in this pile. These are like, they're sort of, some of these are more small to medium, but I put those in a pile here. And that's just basically to help me build a page, figure out what size I need. And then I have my smaller images in this pile. And last but not least, we have some words here. And I don't know if I'm going to use the words, but I have some. Okay, so now let me clear some of these things out of the way and we can start building our page. And I am so excited to be working in this rainbow glue book. I'm so glad to have another one going again. This is one of my favorite things I've done. And I know I'm doing a lot of glue booking lately. So if you like coming here for illustration or for painting and other things like that, I will be doing that. I'm going to be making some pages in some journals that involve some of my own paintings and illustrations. So it's just a glue book is like just so relaxing, and it's a nice, gentle, easy thing that I can just get right into. So I really like it. Okay, so perhaps something like that. I could do this over here. I don't know about that. I feel like that's a lot of black there, but let's see what else I have. Or I could just do something like this. I could just put him over there. So I think I like something like that, like him, maybe this couple. Yeah, let's do that couple there. And then I want something, of course, to go at the bottom here. So I have, I think these are too, yeah, these are too big unless I trimmed them. So not that one. Let's see what else I have that's kind of like a medium. Oh, I have this shape here. That would fit there perfectly. So why not use it? So let me glue these things down. I'll trim them up and then we'll build, because now we have our background. Then we can put on the next layer and the next layer and the next layer. Or you could leave it like this, you know? That's one of the things I love about glue booking and just art in general. I love when there's just no rules. You just do whatever you like. Like, look at this. Little Tony Bennett down there after. Yeah, I think that's going to happen. Okay, let me glue this first and then I'll be right back. One thing too, as I was gluing, I was having a hard time figuring out where this edge was when I kept gluing it, because I would see this white and I couldn't tell like where this page ended and the one underneath it began. So feel free to put some kind of a colored paper back there so you can see the edge of the page you're working on. And that will really help you line things up and glue it on there so when you look at it, it doesn't drive you nuts to have a little white there. Or you can just trim it off, which I did at the top because I glued that a little bit unevenly. All right, so I like how they look. Let's get this piece on here. And looks like there's no glue at the bottom here. Let's get that all taken care of. And I seem to always do that where I think I've glued it and I either didn't put enough glue on or it dried while I was kind of fussing with it, or I just forgot it and didn't put any glue on there at all. So I always have to kind of go back and add some more glue and all that, you know. That's just one of the things that happens. So I like this edge up here. I'm going to go with that. And I know it's going to go off the page, and that's okay, because we can just trim that. Kind of pushing it down a little bit. All right, we've got one page covered. All right, so now we'll cover this up. It's always a lot easier to do the page once you get this back covered up, or at least it is for me. It's just once I don't see this composition paper anymore, it's very helpful. So it almost doesn't even matter what I glue down. It's just getting something on there to help me build the page. All right, and these music notes I want to line up because I can have this go off the page at the top up here. And maybe tuck them in a little bit like this. Kind of just do something like that. Let's see how this works out. Trying to smooth out the paper, but I still always wind up with crinkly bits on there, and that's okay. I'm going to try to tear this. Let's see how this goes. I like having some torn edges in my glue book, as well as, you know, the nice even edges. I like a little bit of both. Now this is a bit tricky for me to figure out where this page ends because I know this image I glued on top is longer, so I'm going to trim that up before I glue the next piece at the bottom here. Okay, I've tried to move my light because I realized this was getting real shiny down here. So hopefully it's okay. I mentioned before, but my studio tends to be a little dark. So I turn a light on to help out with that, but I don't want to make this so shiny that you can't bear to look at it. Okay, I'm going to glue this on there, and then I'll trim it up and we'll be able to see what looks good for the next layer. So I'm thinking I'll probably start with these large images. I don't know if we'll need any medium ones because we did kind of cover everything up. So we may just go to small and fussy cuts. Let me just put some glue here and on the side here where I'm going to be putting this. And then put this on. I want to make sure that's at the bottom. Try to smooth it out a little bit. You know, it's never really that smooth. Okay, so a little uneven. See, I got a little paper down there, but you know, we can fix that in editing. We can fix that when we just trim up our page. Just trim that off. So let me trim that. I'm just trimming it, and then I'm just using this little old Creative Memories corner rounder to make the corners look like the original composition pages. And it really does make a big difference when you do that step. It makes the page look finished. So if you have some old scrapbooking supplies, check and see if you've got a corner rounder in there, because I've had this one for a couple decades now. That was back when I was doing scrapbooking, and you know, I knew I loved creating journals and scrapbooks with paper, but I actually like the projects that I'm working on now with junk journals and glue books and smash books and whatever else. I like these styles so much better. All right, and it looks like I did not trim the bottom of this image. I thought I was all set here, so let me just get that all set. What's going on here? I might have to empty my corner rounder. Okay, that corner came out a little weird because my corner rounder was not quite making it crisp, so that's okay. But I'm just showing you so that way you know, like, nothing is perfect over here. I just go with it. Okay. Let me clear away some of this stuff so that way you can see the page a little better. And then we'll see what we want to put on top of this. Okay, so I've cleaned up a little bit. Let's try some images and see what we like. So, I had mentioned we could put Tony Bennett here. I think he looks pretty good. We have a cute little pup we could have peeking in. Oh, the pup does have a pink tongue, and it's not super, super white, so I'm not sure about that one. I don't know. I'm still kind of figuring out if I want to have any of the color. Oh, what about this chicken, though? This chicken is good. Okay, I like the chicken. Let's see. We have, this is like a cool old tree with a bunch of like woodpecker holes in it. I don't think you'd really see that too much, though. We have this pretty lady. I don't think she shows up too much. What else do I have? Oh, we could put this over here. Come and get me, baby. I'm all yours. That would kind of go with that page. Maybe we'll use that. We also have a lion. We could have a lion roaring instead of the chicken. I kind of like the randomness of the chicken. I've got some pine cones. We could just put some pine cones randomly up there. We have this pup. Oh, I kind of like this pup. Well, I think the pup gets lost over here, though, a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah, I feel like you can't quite see the pup. I probably need to put it on an all black background. Got these hands, too. I love these hands. I'm trying to figure it out because this side's ripped here, so I could cut that. But then we have this part here, too, that's like chopped. So I'm not sure if that works. We've got a big old snake. Sorry, Barbara, if you're watching. Oh, I kind of like how this snake looks. Even though it's got that choppy bit there. I think that looks pretty neat. We've got her. She's gorgeous. This is Wanda Jackson. She's saying like rockabilly. Let's see. I love her, but I feel like maybe she takes up a lot of the page, maybe a little bit too much. We've got the violin. That would go with the music. How about this one? Too pooped to participate? Drink Uptown. That could go over here. It's like a commercial. And then, let's see, we've got these cats. These cats could go somewhere. Look at the expression on this one. It's so funny. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. This one kind of goes with too poop to participate. Humphrey Bogart's looking pretty tired. I wonder if we could... Maybe he's looking at these young lovers in the corner and he's like, ugh, that's not for me anymore. I'm too tired for these games. All right, maybe we like that. Do we still want the chicken? What do you think? I feel like the chicken is so random. I love it. And I don't think I'm going to use this Come and Get Me Baby. Even though it would be really cute for this, I kind of like this too pooped sort of thing. All right, so on this page, oh, I've got Prince. Oh my gosh, he looks amazing. All right, I think I have to use him there. I did like the guitar. Do I want to use the guitar? Not guitar. I'm thinking guitar because of guitar. I could still use the violin too. Kind of do that. And then, do we want to use words? I have this Love Rocks, which would be pretty neat, but it's also ginormous. So do we want that? This is like the total opposite of this page. It's like, because Prince was never too poop to participate. Do we like that even though you can't read it? Oh, how about Do the Impossible? I don't know if we'd be able to read anything though, because he's right there at the top. And obviously I'm not going to put it that way. I could put it at the bottom. I don't like that one at the bottom. We have Wildlife. This one might. That one would fit at the top. And I could scooch him over just a little bit. Like that. I don't know. Or I don't think Peachy Keen goes with. See, that is perfect in terms of like, I love the font and that size. But I don't think, I mean, he had a song, Peaches and Cream. But this is Peachy Keen. Maybe that's kind of funny though. All right, maybe I will do that. And do I want to put anything up here? I could put Wildlife up here. Well, then I have text and text in like the same spot. So I don't like doing that. So maybe not that. Maybe I'll glue what we have so far. We'll glue this stuff and then we'll see if there's anything else, any other little things we want to add on top. Layer by layer, we get to the page. All right, so we'll glue this Peachy Keen first. Then we'll glue this violin. It is supposed to be 80 degrees today, which is crazy for April. Like just middle of April. It's like really really hot for us. So I don't even know what I'm gonna do. It might actually be too hot to go outside, which is not a thing we usually say. Usually this time of year, we're getting like a lot of rain. It can still be cold. And we did have some cold days last week. But yeah, it's all over the place. It's just all over the place. You never know. But the birds are loving it. So I love hearing so many birds now in the morning. Because it was quiet for a while, you know, through the winter and everything. There's just a few birds, but they're getting very busy out there now. They're like chirping away. They got to get their homes made, their nests made. All right, Prince. Oh, I didn't put you at the bottom. I knew I was going to do that. Let's start at the bottom and go up. How about that? Okay, I love this page. I love it. Oh, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing a little black and white record player in here. Let's look in here real quick. I'm pretty sure I have, probably at the bottom because it was small. It's like one of these kind of things. Oh, yep, here it is. Here it is. Do I have anything else? I have like a clock. Oh, escaping the clutter trap. That should go up there with my words. All right. I mean, I have this little pocket watch. I could put that over there as well if we want. And I can already see that I did not glue this side well at all. So let's fix that. Maybe I didn't glue this side well either. Do you find that? Do you find that you always have edges that are like popping up even though you thought you glued it? Okay, so I think this would be very cool. Where can we put this? At the bottom? I'm only saying that because I want to cover up this word here from the magazine, but it would probably look better. I don't want it going like in his face either though. I feel like I just kind of want to layer it like that. Kind of break up this line here. Oops, I feel a wrinkle there. Okay, and then we could do this little pocket watch, which I sort of cut out a little bit messy. I was leaving a little border there. It's so small though. Just for fun, we could just, yeah, let's just put it up there with Peachy Keen. I like how that looks up there. You know, it's just good to use up our images. Put that at a tilt. I like that. All right, now let's do this page over here. Let's get Humphrey Bogart on first. Do I want him that low? Or do I want him up like this a little bit? I think I'm going to put him up a little bit because I'm going to put the other stuff kind of low. So let's move him up so we have something up here. All right, there we go. Then we have our Too Poop to Participate. Which I feel like kind of looks good coming in the side like that. I feel like I have so much at the bottom, but I did have these up here. It feels a little random, but I feel like it balances the page out. Because if you don't have that, it's like heavy. You know, like everything's down here. But yeah, I've been cutting out a lot of images this week. I tried to sort everything and prep everything so that way I could just come right in here. I knew I was going to do black and white. So next I'll probably do a Colors of Kindness because then I can go into the back of the book. Whoops. Why are you sliding around so much? Go right there. Easter is tomorrow. I heard something interesting because the price of eggs is so high right now. I heard that, and I'm thinking of that because of this chicken, but I had heard people are buying potatoes and dyeing the potatoes. It's pretty interesting. I'd like to try it and just see how it goes. We actually haven't colored any eggs this year as of yet. I don't know if we're going to do it. Kind of running out of time, right? But I just feel like the days go by so fast. Like, what? How is it Easter already? How did that happen? Okay, I am getting gluey. I really should have brought up a little something to wipe my hands on to try to keep them from getting all sticky. All right, look what we've done. Look at that. And we've used up some images. We've used up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? I think 12. Or did I count this? Maybe 13. So that's pretty good. So now we can go through and just see if there's anything else that we want to add. I mean, I do have like this little bit of grass that was with the chicken. I think I'm just going to add that because it just adds a little more interest down here because there's nothing going on in this little corner. So there we go. Now we've got, whoops, it's coming off of my finger there. There we go. Let's see. What else do I have? I've got like random things like this, but I'm not going to use that. I cut this out. It was part of like a rug or something like that. And I was thinking like, doesn't that look like a skirt? Like I could definitely put that on somebody. Like, look at that. Could be a skirt. Prince looks good. He looks good in a skirt. He looks good in anything. All right. We've got, no, not this big old cat. What else do we have? I have like a random chair, but that's not going to work with these pages. I do have a pup. Kind of like the pup. I found this light, this like lantern light sort of thing, and I think that would look cool up there hanging down. Why not, right? Add as much as we can. And I'm okay with chopping that top part off. That's fine. Okay, so I decided I'm going to take this little piece here and I'm just going to add that under this text to help it kind of stand out a little bit, because I feel like the white on the bottom of the text blends in here a lot, and I just kind of want to add a little something there. So just that. I decided I think I like this pup the best because he stands out. You can really see him, and as much as I love that Dalmatian, he just really blends into the background. And we don't want our pup blending too much into the background. So let's put this little cutie right here. And look, it's like Prince is like calling him, or maybe he's giving him a little pat. So there we go. We've got a little pup on there. Then, what else did I find? Oh, I found this cat with a bottle. So it's kind of like Humphrey Bogart with his drink, and then the cat also has something. So I'm going to add this little kitty right up here, and then that kind of adds a little something else to that page. And then we could add Once Upon a Time, but I don't want that. Look at this, super crispy. That's fun, but huge. We could put this, how do you break out of your routine? Because maybe he's in his routine, but that would almost be better to put down there. Or I could cut it up. Wait a minute, I have an idea. If I cut it up, it might look good up here. It may not. So if I put, how do you break out of your routine? What do you think? I think I like it. I think that this image is just kind of like large back there, and I want to break it up. And I also have another of this image, so I don't really mind if I cover this one up, because I know I have another one if I decide I want to have that image, like, you know, intact and not covered up for some reason. But it's so much fun to just layer and cover things and do things that are a little bit silly if you want, and not worry about it. Ah, that was not stuck. There we go. Okay, I think, whoops, let's chop this little chain off here. Almost forgot that. And I cut into the page. That's okay. Look what we wound up with, though. We made our black and white pages. We've got the first two in here, and you know, there's still some more black and white pages to go in here. So yeah, I am really pleased with how this turned out. This was a lot of fun, used up a lot of images, and you know, I'll enjoy looking at this later. And then next, so we worked in the front of the book. We worked sort of in the middle of the book. So next, as I was saying, I'm going to do a Colors of Kindness page. And if you didn't see where I explained that, I'm using the back of my rainbow colors because, you know, I used up this front half for my regular colors, plus black and white and brown and rainbow. And then from this point on, I'm going to pick a random color and I'm going to try to match that exact tone. So, you know, there's green, but there's all different greens. And so I'm going to build pages on whatever specific color, and I'll randomly pick. I won't look, I'm just going to reach in and pull one out. So that'll be where I work next in this rainbow glue book. So thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you again soon.